As I unfold this map, I think about cities. Every city has its own story. Some are easy to understand, and others take time. Well, a map can show you streets and names, but it cannot show you what a city has been through. It cannot show you the people, the changes, or the struggles. This is Skopje, the capital of Macedonia. Well, Skopje wasn't built in one moment. It is a city shaped by different systems, different ideas, and different generations. To understand Skopje, you have to look at its modern history. For decades, Skopje was part of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. It was one of the main cities in the southern part of the federation. During this time, the city was growing. Industry was developing. Public spaces were built for people, not for profit. Housing, culture, sports, and education were supported by the state. And Skopje was a working city. A city of factories, neighborhoods, and public life. People had jobs, homes, and places to gather. But in 1963, Skopje faced its darkest moment. A powerful earthquake struck the city, and in just seconds, around 80% of Skopje was destroyed. Thousands of people lost their homes. Entire neighborhoods disappeared. The city was left in ruins. But Skopje was not alone. Help came from all over the world. More than 80 countries sent aid, materials, money, and experts. And Skopje became known as the city of solidarity. It was a rare moment when the world came together to rebuild one city. Instead of rebuilding without direction, a new master plan was created. Skopje would be rebuilt with clear urban planning and strong ideas. Buildings were designed to last. And this period shaped the Skopje we know today. Modern architecture and brutalism became dominant. Heavy concrete, strong forms, and functional design. These buildings were not made to impress, they were made to last, to protect and to serve the people. In the early 90s, Yugoslavia began to fall apart.
40 years of Yugoslav history was over.
Po mnenju vojaških strokovnjakov, četrta najmočnejša v Evropi je bila že leta 1991 politično opredeljena. Zavetje in plače so si predstavniki ljudskih oboroženih sil poiskali v zvezi komunistov, gibanju za Jugoslavijo. Srbi in Črnogorci so si lastili največje zasluge za ohranjanje armadne moči, Slovenci in Hrvati pa bi jih morali v ohranjeni umetni državni tvorbi ponižno ubogati.
I podržavam da oni slobodno mogu u Evropu, ali bez srpskih teritorija i bez srpskog naroda.
U Sloveniji?
Da.
Znači, vi biste...
Sloveniji možda se ocepi, da se sporazumemo, ali bez Srba.
Wars broke out across the region. But Macedonia took a different path. In 1991, the country peacefully became independent.
Čestitam, slobodna, suverena I samostojna Makedonija.
A new state was born, and Skopje became its capital. There was hope, there was pride, but there was also uncertainty. After independence, everything changed. The socialist system disappeared. The state slowly stepped away from owning and managing public life. Factories, buildings, and institutions were sold to private owners. Some adopted, many did not. The transition was difficult. There was little experience, little money, and no clear direction. Many places that once defined Skopje were left behind. They were once symbols of progress and unity. In the new system, they became a burden. Maintenance stopped, investment disappeared, and slowly these places began to fade. Many people do not know that in 1969 Skopje hosted the World Ice Hockey Championship in Group C. And because of this event, the Skopje Ice Rink was built. For years, it served the people of the city during the winter months and introduced a new sports to the capital. It became a place for skating, ice hockey, and public gatherings. However, due to high maintenance costs, the ice rink was closed, and sadly, it was never reopened. Today, the building still stands, but its role in the city has almost disappeared. For years now, it has not been in use. Only the structure remains, left as it is, much like the Olympic swimming pool that stands right next to it. But perhaps the saddest story in Skopje is the Universal Hall. The building you see now was once a powerful symbol of solidarity. It was a gift that represented the help and support of more than 80 countries after the earthquake. For decades, it was the heart of Skopje's cultural life. Concerts, performances, and major events filled this place. Almost everyone in the city has a memory connected to it. Over time, repairs were delayed, the building aged, and eventually it closed. In 2024, the Universal Hall was hit by a fire. The interior burned, and today only the main construction of the building remains. A place that was once full of sound and life became silent. But another heartbreaking story of Skopje is the lake Treska. Once it was a weekend escape for swimming, relaxation, and family gatherings. A place to breathe, a place to escape the long hot summer days of Skopje. Lake Treska was built by the effort of an entire city, and it belonged to everyone. But today it lies abandoned, with only hope that one day it might see brighter days again. I've made a full video about the story of Lake Treska, which you can find linked on the screen now. And then there is the city commercial center. When it was built, open malls like this were rare. The city commercial center was not just a place for shopping, it was a meeting point. It was open, modern, and directly connected to the streets of the city. People came not only to buy things, but to meet, talk, and spend time. Even today, despite changes and constant pressure, the city commercial center remains one of the last places that still feels like the true identity of Skopje. Although many shops are now closed, the city commercial center is still alive. Skopje is a city that has survived a lot. Earthquakes, system changes, economic struggles. And some parts were rebuilt, some were forgotten, but the city is still here. Skopje is not finished. its story is still being written. And to understand it, you don't look at what is new, you also look at what is left behind. Making documentaries like this takes time, research and energy. And if you enjoyed this video and want to support my work, it would mean a lot to me. You can support me by subscribing to this channel, or you can support me by buying me a coffee through the link in the description. Thank you for watching.